In the previous month, news broke that Samsung is gearing up to release its latest line of foldable smartphones, including the Galaxy Z Fold 6 and the Z Flip 6, scheduled for July 10, 2024. The Z Flip 6 is confirmed to sport the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor, and it's highly likely that the Z Fold 6 will follow suit. Today, exciting news emerged as the carrier-locked version of the Galaxy Z Fold 6, identified by the model number SMEF956U, appeared on Geekbench. The model number's U suggests it's intended for the US market. Impressively, the device achieved 1964 points in the single-core test and 6619 points in the multi-core test. The Geekbench listing unveiled that the Galaxy Z Fold 6 boasts an octa-core processor codenamed Pineapple and an Adreno 750 GPU. The primary core clocks in at 3.40 GHz, while the three performance cores run at 3.15 GHz, hinting at the utilization of a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor. Furthermore, the listing disclosed that the Z Fold 6 is equipped with 12 GB of RAM and operates on Android 14. Although additional details remain scarce, the 3C certification website has confirmed that the device will support 25 watts fast charging. On the other hand, the upcoming Galaxy Z Flip 6 might only feature 8 GB of RAM, which is somewhat underwhelming. Nevertheless, the new model promises a slight improvement in single-core CPU performance and a substantial enhancement in multi-core CPU performance compared to its predecessor. This suggests that the Galaxy Z Fold 6 will excel in CPU-intensive tasks. Fans are eagerly anticipating a potential 16 GB RAM variant of the Z Fold 6, which would undoubtedly please many users. While it's important to take this benchmark listing with a grain of salt, it's highly probable that the specifications mentioned are accurate. They align with our expectations, after all. Although there's a slight chance that Samsung might opt for an in-house Exynos chipset in certain regions, it's unlikely since the company usually sticks to Snapdragon for the Z Fold line. Moreover, there's a possibility that the top-tier model could boast more than 12 GB of RAM. Rumors have circulated about a potential 16 GB Galaxy Z Fold 6 in the works. However, the base RAM level will most likely be 12 GB. Unless the phone's launch is delayed, it's almost certain to run on Android 14. Meanwhile, in the early days of the foldable phone market, Samsung could get away with having average cameras on their devices, especially considering their high price tag of around $2,000. However, with more competitors entering the market, this strategy just won't work anymore. Samsung seems to have realized this. Previously, a well-known leaker had mentioned that the upcoming Galaxy Z Fold 6 would have the same camera setup as its predecessor, the Fold 5. This setup includes a 50-megapixel main camera, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide module, a 10-megapixel 3x telephoto camera, a 4-megapixel under-display camera, and a 10-megapixel cover camera. However, another tipster has sparked hope by suggesting that the Fold 6 may actually have better cameras. While no specific details were shared, the tipster claimed that the Fold 6 would have a superior camera array compared to the Galaxy S24. It's important to note that this doesn't necessarily mean better hardware, but could refer to improved performance. Considering the competition's advancements in camera technology, this may not be the best move for Samsung. Phones like the OnePlus Open, Oppo Find N3, and Vivo X Fold 3 Pro have already set the bar high with their exceptional camera setups and performance. It's likely that we'll see even more impressive cameras from other brands this year. Samsung needs to step up its game in the camera department if they want to stay ahead. Some hardware improvements are definitely needed for their foldable smartphones. Apart from this, Samsung is gearing up for the launch of its highly anticipated Galaxy Foldables in the second half of this year. However, there seems to be some confusion surrounding the Galaxy Z Fold 6 and its potential variations. While some sources suggest that Samsung might introduce a more affordable version, dubbed the Galaxy Z Fold 6 Fan Edition, others speculate that the South Korean tech giant will unveil a premium model called the Z Fold 6 Ultra, boasting enhanced camera capabilities. Interestingly, a recent report indicates that the cheaper Galaxy Z Fold 6 might be scrapped altogether. According to Thielek, Samsung is currently reassessing its plans to release a budget-friendly variant of the Z Fold 6 this year. Initially, the company intended to launch the cheaper version alongside the standard Galaxy Fold 6. However, it appears that the device lacked the necessary digitizer for S Pen functionality, rendering it incompatible with the popular accessory. Although the device underwent extensive testing, featuring an impressive IPX8 rating and a durability of 2 lakh folds, it failed to stand out in terms of slimness compared to foldable phones from Chinese competitors. Mass production of Galaxy Z Fold 6 components is set to commence this month. However, due to concerns over insufficient product differentiation and market uncertainties, Samsung is reportedly considering canceling the launch of the cheaper variant. As a result, only the standard Galaxy Z Flip and Fold 6 are expected to hit the market. Now it's your turn to share your expectations for the upcoming Galaxy Foldable lineup. What features and improvements are you hoping to see? Let us know in the comments section below. We're now going to run through the full specs design and the expected pricing to help you guys decide if it is worth the wait. For my regular viewers, you guys have seen this, so just skip to the next video, but if you're new here then hit subscribe now and we'll get right into it. So with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6, we get a 7.6 inches foldable 120Hz dynamic AMOLED display. While it's the same size as its predecessor, we're expecting improvements in its brightness, color accuracy, as well as durability. It's coming with a resolution of 1812 by 2176, and it's going to be protected by Samsung's newest ultra-thin glass. Now there's also going to be less visible creasing in the center of the new foldable display, as well as water and dust resistance for the external display. We get a 120Hz dynamic AMOLED protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 3. It's going to be a 6.2 in display, and while the current resolution is unknown at the moment, Samsung are reportedly working on a much wider aspect ratio, and we're also going to see improvements to the brightness and color accuracy. And it will of course have a punch hole camera in the top center. Now the selfie camera is going to be a 10 megapixels wide-angle camera on the cover display, followed by a 4 megapixels under display camera on the internal display. Then over on the rear, it's a 50 megapixels primary camera, a 12 megapixels ultra-wide, and then a 10 megapixels telephoto with 3 times optical zoom. Now it's actually the same camera system using the predecessor, but hopefully we will still see some improvements. Thanks to the software, it's going to be powered up by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 globally, and we get 12 gigs of RAM with up to 1 terabyte of storage, and this will of course be UFS 4.1. It's coming with a 4,400 mAh battery, while fast charging is still currently unknown. We're hoping for improvements to both wired as well as wireless charging. In terms of connectivity, we get advanced 5G, Bluetooth 5.3 and Wi-Fi 7, and then we also get ultra-wideband support, and it's coming with One UI 6 based on Android 14. It's expected to launch from $1,850 in August 2024. So the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 is looking like an incredible new folding phone from Samsung, and for a device that's kept the same design for some time. Now it's great that we're finally getting some changes in all areas. Now a bigger cover display with a wider aspect ratio is going to make the phone a lot more usable for those times that where you want to do something quickly and you don't want to unfold into the larger display, and the brighter display along with the new A features, powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, means general usability is going to be greatly improved. The fact that they're also thinning down the phone. On top of all this is just a bonus, and to be honest, the Z Fold 5 already looked like a very premium device, so I'm very excited for the Z Fold 6. Now, because of the similarities to its predecessor, I can't see anyone with a Fold 5 rushing for an upgrade, but for those in an older Fold or looking to try out their first Fold, then the Galaxy Z Fold 6 is going to be a great place to start. Now we've still got some time until the official launch, so it's likely we're going to get more and more leaks coming in, and of course I'll be sharing them as soon as they do. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing in the future.